What's Powell doing? What is he saying? What happened? Let's find out all in Money Mitch right here. First things first, hit the thumbs up and let's go ahead. Let's get Money Mitch started. It's time for Money Making Mitch. When investors need a story, we're going to the moon. Welcome to Money Mitch, where story is everything. I'm here to find you the next opportunity. It's all about the green hands. Now we all know the bull market is here to stay. Money Mitch. Well, traders, the market said today,
Buy.
and Powell came knocking all over. He said, you know what?
Buy.
That's what happened exactly. Is it a Santa Claus rally? As we're going to talk all about it. I want you guys in the chat to let me know what you guys are thinking. Do you think this is a Santa Claus rally? And what exactly did Powell say? We'll definitely get into it. First thing we need to do is let's go ahead and take a look at the market and see what we're seeing out there. All right, so let's take a look at the market. The market ripping on up here to 470. That's going to be the price point. We definitely need to see a close tomorrow to continue this rally, right? We want to see if this rally is going to continue. We're going to see if we can hold above 470. That was really the resistance that we kept rejecting from. We came up to this price point. We talked about it on Money Mitch on Monday that we rejected from this price point here. We rejected from the price point here. And we rejected from the price point here. Now we're looking for a breakout above on this fourth move. We need to continue to get above, and then we need to close above here. Can we get a close above there? We're going to be looking for this to push on up, and it's looking bullish right now. I mean, if I just go strictly off of my technicals here, it definitely does look bullish. But let's go ahead and talk exactly about what happened with Powell, right? I mean, what did he end up saying? So I'm going to go into a couple of statements here. So pretty much, Powell also was talking about COVID, Omicron variant, that it's a risk to economic growth, but it does not impact how the central bank's plans to accelerate its tapering in the pandemic. I think that's a very important statement there. Also, he did mention that there was a real risk to inflation being more persistent and not being, as we can say, transitory. I don't think that word is still into play, but yeah, you definitely know it. And then we started taking a look at some other things that he was talking in, right? He's talking about financial stability, a cyber attack, and then he also started talking about asset valuations. He said that they're somewhat elevated, so this is still a sign of concern, but he also said that households were in strong financial shape and that businesses had a lot of debt, but that the default rates were really low, so that he wasn't really stressing this. He added that funding risk was low among financial institutions because money market funds were still kind of flowing, so they don't see any kind of tapering in there. Now, one thing to mention, though, is he got a lot of questions in the Q&A. In the Q&A, there was a question that I really liked. They started asking, well, would you consider raising rates before the tapering would completely die out? Of course, he also said that the tapering would finish off in March. So that's what they were looking at. Are you going to put interest rates before March and raise them up? I think everyone was looking for the sign of concern there. He kind of slid there that there was a chance that could happen, but very unlikely. That they were first focusing on tapering off, then looking at the interest rate hike. I'll definitely go ahead and take a look. To tell you the truth, guys, I'm still majorly concerned. I know that the market is starting to go up, so I'm not going to stress too much about a daily action. But if I take a look here, and I'm going to pull some new data here to make sure that we're not pulling some old data here. You can even look at FinViz, a nice free resource here. If we take a look at above 200-day moving average, only 60% of stocks, or for only 39.4% of stocks are actually above their 200-day moving average, which is a clear definition between bears and bulls, right? And so these stocks are right now still showing kind of that bearish trend. And if we look here at new highs and new lows, you see what 83.2% of stocks were hitting new lows versus new highs, which were only really 16.8% of stocks. So what does that show us? That shows us that very few stocks are leading the rally. So we're talking market breadth here, right? And we're focusing on that. And so one of the things that you could also see, though, at least on today, look at the advancing and declining issues, though. This was really positive. This was advancing 67.3%. So showing us what? Intraday, we definitely got a swing around. That reversal was on, and the bulls came out pushing. So the one thing we need to watch is these on the right-hand side. If these can start trending towards the right area, then we're going to start looking better. Now, one thing I will mention about the SMA 200, 2 days ago, that same stat there at 60 was at 62 yesterday and was at 58 on Monday. So we're going to look to see if can we get below that 58 from that Monday? Can we get back to 50-50? At 50-50, I won't be feeling too bearish. But at 60, I mean, that's significant. So we're going to be watching this and see what happens. I definitely recommend you guys that at least if you don't have this kind of in your brokerage or something that you can use, you can just go to FinViz and it's just right there, free resource on the home. All right. Loving that Mitch is bringing more content about the lack of breadth to the table. Yep. I mean, it's 100% important. And, it's one thing that I think too many traders just don't even focus on. And if we take a look, we could see that definitely it's important. And this really showed that sign that we were coming down. We'll keep watching to see what we see in the market. Now let's take a look at what was strong and what was not. I mean, there's always some good kind of stocks and there's always some bad ones, right? So let's go ahead and take a look to see what we see out there in the market right now. So if we take a look, strong sectors for today, you guys know how I like to look at the change from daily. So let's take a look here. Technology actually leading us up 2.36%, showing you that swing. This was actually red during the intraday until that swing that we got. So what actually did good? What industries led up? What industries led up were semiconductors. So these are like kind of these bigger kind of names. So let's take a look at the cap. So we're going to look at capitalization, higher cap stocks like ASML, really pushed up from that 750, starting to get back on up. One thing that we talked about on live trading, if you guys missed it, we went into a deep explanation on how you use moving averages. So if you guys want to check that out, definitely recommend check out live trading. That's a show we put on in the mornings, and we also teach during the end of the show. So check it out. All right, guys. Now catching up with the chat, wonder if there's too many zombie companies out there propped up by exuberance. I agree. Skewing the results, that could be definitely one thing that is happening there. One thing that you could also see is, let's take a look here. AMAT looking strong there. Nice push there. Let's see if this one gets back through 157 tomorrow. And let's look at semiconductors, some big names like NVIDIA. What's going to happen here? Are we going to come back and test up towards that trend? Are we going to kind of chop in the 300 zone? Take a look at these because I will definitely be watching them. One that I would definitely call out is this kind of TSM chart. It has been going sideways for a good long period. So I'd call out this one to watch through this zone. So we're going to look for a push above here into the 125. So even though I'm kind of a little bit bearish still on the overall market, doesn't mean that I'm going to stop looking at charts, stop looking up setups. TSM rotates. If we get like this tech boom, and maybe it can get us out of this market breadth, right? I actually heard Spencer mention this today. I thought it was a little bit crazy to think that maybe, some of these kind of stocks could get us back roaring. But when we look at these higher price names, they do look okay. These charts don't look that bad. TSM right here, this doesn't look that bad. Let's take a look at some of the other ones in this industry also. So AVGO really taking off a lift. This one is actually one that I thought would potentially maybe fill that gap, but really push right back on up there. You can look at QCOM also trying to hold 185s now, and pullbacks would be good. It has 190 right above it. Who knows? After that 190, we could easily get to 200. All right, so INTC also coming back here. This is one that, man, this one faked me out so bad. I thought when it filled the gap, it was going to come back to 55. I'll keep this one on radar tomorrow. It needs to get roaring, but, I mean, it's not the sexiest name, right? Intel, I'm sure you guys out there don't think it's the sexiest one. All right, let's go ahead. Let's keep going. AMD mentioned in the chat. I got you. No worries, Martin. Let's take a look. All right, so if we take a look here on the weekly, I was looking at the daily to see if we were going to get a kind of 61.8 retracement, but we actually held the 50. So to me, that's going to be the line in the sand now on the downside. So that's 134, around 134.30s. So as long as we don't pull back to that level, we're looking good. I'm going to actually take some of these lines off, and we're going to look for a resistance to come into play at 150. After that 150, we could get back up towards that trend. So let's see what happens. You know, this one was following kind of the retracement. So that retracement is actually pretty good. It come back and take out 150. After that, you could run into some resistance, but we'll see if it gets up there towards kind of this 158 level. All right, DT, if possible, just stick around, and I'll let you guys get some stocks in just a few seconds there, guys. All right, so 5 more minutes, and we'll get into ticker time from you guys out in the chat. Let's take a look at Microsoft. Microsoft is at a good level. It's all right to take a look at. Why wouldn't we take a look? That was one of my indicators today, right? I talked about how I didn't want to see Microsoft end up the day below the trend line. And what do? We actually wick there. Wick. So yes, Microsoft does look strong off of that price point. You could even go off of the 330s that you broke through today. I would watch for pullbacks to those levels, because if I do get a pullback towards 330, and if I'm bullish these tech names, yeah, that's kind of the level that I want to see hold, and we can get through 340s. It does look interesting, and if you take a look, long-term trend line holding, we could get back to resistance. Keep your eyes on that one. Facebook also has been getting a lot of buys kind of lately and been going sideways. Keep your eyes on this one. I feel like it's been kind of piling some volume in for a move. You can see a move there. All right, let's keep going. Healthcare also having a great day. Drug manufacturers really leading here. Lilly, not many times you see a drug manufacturing stock make a 10% move. That's exactly what happened today. I'd be looking for pullbacks to 265, but right now it looks like it's holding above that 270. Could possibly just not even come back here. PFE also having a good day. Let's take a look at the 5-minute. Definitely held really close towards that 9 and the 50 EMA pullback there. Really looking strong here. Let's take a look there on the daily. The daily broke through that 55 and has been holding back. So next level up to 60. We'll see if it can continue to make moves. ABBV, also another one that I've been seeing really catch a trend. Look at this one from 116 now up to 130s, really getting strong. Merck is one that has been suffering because of the COVID pill that wasn't as effective as expected. So Merck, we'll see if it can get back on up there towards the 80 price point here. And if it can get back up to 80, then I'll get a little interested. But for right now, since they had negative news, I'd kind of leave this one alone. Kind of AZN was in that same boat. It was showing a little bit of strength towards the end of the day because it started the day actually bearish. Like it had this look right here, looked like it was going to be bearish, and then really started taking back off towards that 56. We'll see if these can continue moving. All right, so that's going to be it for at least the healthcare. Last area I'll take a look at is on the weak side. Communications not really making the biggest move on up today. I've been wanting to take a look at Discovery. I always like Discovery. I don't know why. I have this a little, I would say, infatuation with this stock. I actually been stopped out of this one before on a swing trade. We'll see if it ever comes back roaring. It's not doing anything right now, so I'm not even going to talk about it. Residential construction not having a bad day. Take a look at some of those. MDC, BZH. You could also look at LEN, Leonard. Actually, that actually took a hit hard on the housing market. Is this earnings right now? Yeah, look at that, guys. Oh man, look at Leonard get hit here, guys. Earnings, ouchie, wouchies. Definitely Leonard getting hit there. So just be careful with those housing names that I just mentioned. They could turn around because this is one of the big ones. I think earnings came out or something in Leonard. If you guys know in the chat, maybe throw it in there. Is it a merger, Martin? Oh, Verizon and T. I got you. That one's an interesting one. Does this ever catch that bottom? We'll see if it catches that bottom. This doesn't really look that interesting, right? I mean, it looks okay on the monthly. If you look at the monthly, you can really see kind of that you're trying to hold into here, but you need to get back above this 50. Get back to 55. If not, that's not a really good looking monthly chart there. All right, guys, let's go ahead. What's up? What's up? How much money did you make today? Tiger Woods is asking me. Believe it or not, if you guys watched live trading, I traded the right way, but still lost money today. Yesterday was a good green day, but hey, that's how it goes, guys. It's not always going to be green days. I wish it was. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I mean, we all wish that it was all green, but it's not. And I'll be honest, and I'll tell you guys when I lose or make some money. One of the trades that I could have made money on was MasterCard. MasterCard was a nice short out the gates. Of course, it reversed with the whole kind of push at 2 p.m. But if you look right out the gates, I talked about a short through 339. I actually missed this level when it went through 339, and I missed this trade even when it came back to VWAP and then came back on down. So it was a good trade there. Went from 339 to 336. I actually traded Visa and lost some money. This was kind of more of a sideways trend, and I should have kind of known that. I mean, I've traded this one before, and it does get sideways. You can see right here, it held me sideways, and then eventually just pushing above and stopping me out. All right, HBO merger. Joe called you out on at the close. Yes, Martin, I was there. The only thing is I was in the background getting ready for the other show. But like I said, I mean, I'll be there tomorrow. So Joe knows his time is coming. His time is coming. The bull market can only last so long. I'll tell you that much. But let's keep going, guys. The big thing we're going to watch is that market breadth. Does it change? Because if the market breadth changes, then yeah, we can start trading to the upside. But for right now, yes, I'm still good in intradays to the upside, but I'm not taking swing trades up right now. If I did, it would be in kind of more like utilities and things like that. But we'll see what happens in this market. Time to take some stocks from the chat. You guys get the turn out there, so definitely do me the favor. Throw those stocks up there.
Action around here
I want to
today,
see that action. You guys throw up those stocks. All right, I'm going to start rolling through. I see a lot of these things going through. Martin was asking about banks. So I'll just look at the financials here and see how they're pointing. Really, I mean, it's not pointing to the upside, but one thing that is clear as day is that you got to look for the volume to start increasing. That could give us a little bit of a sign that, yes, we are looking to get that increase. And if you look, we were on the kind of a decline. And now we're starting to get a little bit of push, a little bit of volume starting to spike above here. So can we say that some people are looking at financials? Yeah, I would definitely say some people are looking at these, Martin. So now it's just time to find which ones would you want to take a look at. I'll go back to the ones that I've been calling out, which is Goldman Sachs, looking for this to get back up through 400. Then it could make that run to 420. From there, I think you can get to 450. We'll see if it can kind of hold this weekly pullback. I do like the look off the 380s. We'll see what happens in Goldman Sachs and these banks. All right, let's keep going. Let's take some of these stocks on. What's up out there, guys? Looks like we got a lot of people in the house. Smash the like button. Let's keep going. Who else we got? What other stock we're going to talk about here? Check into tech, SoFi being mentioned, AIG, Clorox went up. Talk about Lucid. I like that one. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look at Lucid. Lucid, the big thing for us was this 40. And look today, watch how it defended the 40, guys. So we actually, right at the open, So we break through the 40, right? And so I'm going to try to zoom in so you guys don't see too much of this. But what do we do right out the open, right? We go ahead and we attack that 40 breakdown. So this is that line here. I'm actually, you know what? I'll make this kind of that red line for us and a little bit thicker so that we can see when we break through it. So we break through it the first time, right? And we flush down, boom, down to 39. Then we start challenging up back towards that 40. What do? We literally tip it right here. Boom, right back. It goes to a high of 40.00. Then what happens from that point? It actually wicks right above there, goes to a high of 40.12, and then right back down. Big reversal right off that 40 mark again. Then we come back down below it. Then we come back and we actually start ripping back towards that 40. And then eventually, what do? We come right to it, pull back, hold 39.75s on that pullback, and then just push on through that 40. And so now the real question is, does that 40 hold on the pullbacks? You can see it challenged it all day. And then eventually, of course, with 2 p.m. coming around, I'm sure it gave you that nice little push above 40 and then started holding it. Now that's the line in the sand. As long as it can hold 40 on the downside, I'd be bullish on Lucid. If it breaks 40, I'd be bearish. All right, let's go ahead. Let's keep going, guys, out there. It looks like a lot of stocks rolling through here. I'm going to try to roll through them and be a little bit quicker on the decision. Not give so many levels, but just call bullish or bearish. Amazon here. Let's take a look. I was really paying attention to the weekly chart where we're going to catch support. Looks like we're catching that support right here. Just want to make sure that this low right here doesn't break. I'd be paying attention to 33.8. Let's keep going. Charge point being mentioned in the chat. All right, charge point. We're going to look for 966 to hold tomorrow. They can get back above 21. If you can get back above 21, you could have that nice kind of U shape where we kind of broke up, broke back down, held that support, and then we're going to look to come back to take out that trend line. Can we come back and take it out at 25? We'll see if we can get there. That's charge point. CRSR being mentioned here. Corsair Gaming. Let's take a look at the monthly chart for this one because I know this one has been in a long-term pullback area. I would make sure that we get back above 2250 first, which is this long kind of monthly candle. But it looks like we're trying to hold closer towards this support right here, which is a 2150. It doesn't look bad right here. Let's take a look at the RSI. RSI doesn't have enough data there on the monthly. So let's go towards the weekly and see how it's doing. We're down towards 21. Not a bad level there. You want to see it definitely get back above kind of that 30. So you see how we kind of tipped here multiple times here. I'm going to actually draw this up a little bit further so you can see. So there's actually these touches on the RSI. We're going to look for it to continue and not drop below kind of this 20 on the RSI, get back up above 30 tomorrow, and then start showing you that retrace kind of volume. I wouldn't jump in too crazy right now, but it does look like it's trying to bottom out there. That's Corsair Gaming. Smash the like button. I hope you guys are enjoying that. Are you looking to short some fruit soon? Apple? Well, it's not in this market, at least, not the way we reacted today. I did short some of it earlier today, but I mean, that doesn't mean that it's always going to go well, right? All right, let's keep going. The dreamers out there, you already know it. Apple, we can take a look at Apple, Mario, because it is really one of the strongest stocks in this market, really. I mean, if we take a look here, we're holding towards the 9 EMA. Look where you see the 50. The 50 is all the way down here, and the 200 is down here. So this is one of the best bullish stocks that there is out there, so far away from the 200-day. We talk about market breadth, right? And we talked about how some stocks are below this 200-day. This is widely above. I would still be bullish Apple until the trend changes. For right now, it looks like it wants to keep going. It could be at 200 for all we know by the end of the year. All right, let's keep going. Neville bringing triple BY. All right, so this is going to be the last one of the day. I'll probably maybe do one more, but triple BY coming back here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the monthlies. Are you trying to fill in this little gap? Looks like you did. You're trying to get back here to this 1412s. It needs to get back above 20 for me to even take a look, because if it doesn't get back above 20, then it's still not even near this trend. I do want it to start popping up above this kind of 9 EMA. But what? Look at the 200-day. Where's the 200-day? It's above us, guys, and a lot above us. We just talked about how on Apple it was so far above the 200-day. Look how this is so far below the 200-day. Just showing you kind of that market breadth so that we can continue learning. All right, let's go ahead. ARKK being mentioned. Yes. What is going on with Kathy? I think Kathy is a good one to end off on because we never know, right? And today we did break through this important 9203. I talked about how it was important, but the big question was, were we going to get a close underneath this low? And we haven't. We just gotten tests down there. So until we break that, of course, ARKK can start coming back towards that 100. But if we break this on the downside 3-4 times, I'm going to really be careful, because that could be the ultimate down move there, building on up. And then the next move down is towards 80. Just be careful. But as long as we can hold above this 92, it does look like it's bottoming out a little bit there. All right, catch you in pre-market. You guys already know, if you guys want to catch us, we do a show every single day at 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. That's pre-market prep. I'm always there in the background in the chat, very active and engaged. Sometimes I hop on the screen, but I let Spencer Israel run the show. That's also with Joel Alconin and a prop trader, Dennis Dick. Don't miss out that, guys. We'll be there tomorrow talking all about the market. And like always, we talk about some market catalysts, analysts, and also we take a look at the overall. What's going on? What are we seeing? Of course, Dennis is a master prop trader. He's been doing this for I don't even know how many years, and he trades a lot of stocks, when I'm telling you guys. So if you haven't seen that show, I would definitely recommend it. It looks like we got 224 people. I would appreciate it if you guys did me the favor. Definitely smash up that like button. And I hope that you guys out there are all
I do is win, no matter what.
I want to see you guys on live trading. We'll definitely be back on live trading on Friday. Tomorrow we have all access. So if you guys want to catch me live trading, I'll be in there in the live chat. Like always, guys, smash on up. We'll keep battling out there, and we'll see if Powell is really bringing the Santa Claus rally. We'll see what happens out there, guys, and keep it going on Money Mitch. Till next time, smash that thumbs up. I'll see you guys.
It's time for Money Mitch. When investors need a story, we're going to the moon. Welcome to Money Mitch, where story is everything. I'm here to find you the next opportunity. It's all about the green hands. Now we all know the bull market is here to stay.